Hello, friends. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome to my space. And if you're back here, thank you so much for revisiting. This is Preetha with 5 Minutes of Authenticity, where we take a theme every month and break it down into little topics every week. If you have been following me, you know I am an authenticity life coach. And I try to enable individuals get back in touch with their authentic selves, one mindful conversation at a time. And when I'm not doing that, I try to share some of the wisdom that I have gained in this discipline from the people I've talked to in this little space, which I call 5 Minutes of Authenticity. You can find me on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere you subscribe for podcasts. Do follow, do listen in, do leave a feedback. I post this on my socials. And let's begin for August. If you go back to my episodes in July, we talked about overwhelm. And this month in August, I want to get a little bit deeper and talk about discomfort. And you might question as to why am I picking topics or ideas that seemingly look negative or discouraging or mundane. Well, guess what, friends? We learn more from moments of discomfort than we do when we're comfortable. Look back on your childhood. Look back on your younger days. Look at your children. And I know a lot of my friends listen to this with their kids. And you will love the fact and you will acknowledge the fact that most of their learning happens when they are pushed out of their comfort zone. My daughter is the perfect example. She is a very organized young lady. She's 13. She's a teenager. She's also a very, very empathic person. She's a silly girly self, has a very kind, compassionate side to her. And I have noticed when she flounders or when she's uncomfortable, it is a hard passage. It's a hard rite of passage. Recently, she has been doing a theater camp at the Utah Shakespearean Festival in Cedar City. It is an amazing place if you're interested in theater to visit the place or learn more about theater. Anyway, one of the things she had to do was to memorize monologues from Macbeth and I think from some other plays, where she had to memorize this Shakespearean English, very different kind of syntax and verbiage, etc. And then recite that, I believe, in front of her friends or coaches or whatever. Now, I am not there, so I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping she's doing fine, but I want to focus more on the discomfort she felt. Her words she used are very similar to the words we use when we are uncomfortable. And what are they? I've never done this before. This is new. I am scared. What am I going to say? What am I going to do? What if I don't get this right? I don't know. I can't do this. Now, if we get out of that theater mode or that camp, how many times have we been in situations where we have felt uncomfortable or a sense of discomfort, sitting in a meeting, having to discuss an issue where we may not know all of the stuff, where we have to research really deep to get a particular presentation up to par. So what's interesting is that some truths, arrive wearing scratchy coats, but they keep us warm when we need it. So if you think about it, discomfort, when we sit in discomfort, it is not the best feeling. It is not the easiest thing to do. But today and this month, I invite you, friends, to sit with the guest. Nobody likes to talk about, but everybody has in their invisible living room chair or in their office table or hovering over their team meeting. Yes, we shall talk about discomfort. Now, discomfort isn't a flaw. It's not something that we should feel we are inept or incapable, or it's a a reminder that we don't know. It is only a flare. So there's a difference between a flaw and a flare. A flare is a signal, and a signal that something important is stirring within. So I would encourage you, friends, to think about, just like I shared the example of my daughter, think about discomfort in your own analogy. Think about a situation where you have been uncomfortable, and let's journal that, whether you do it in audio or you like to write it down. I like to encourage this thought, because when we put a pen on paper or we call to action on something we have to do for ourselves, we are taking our first step towards an authentic life, right? So here is what I'm asking you to do. When did you last feel discomfort, and what did it try to tell you? Okay, so if I were to think back, I have been battling a post-shingles vaccine situation. The vaccine itself gave me side effects that lasted for 3.5 weeks, and this was the second vaccine. But I have been battling a discomfort of an eruption on my face that didn't go away. My biggest discomfort was to go to a doctor and be given the option that it might need a biopsy. I will talk more about this as the month progresses, but that was an honest discomfort. I was scared. I wanted to live in denial. And what was it trying to tell me? It was trying to tell me that, Preetha, you are trying to remain ignorant of something when the knowledge will help you. And it took me about a couple of weeks to acknowledge this and then go get myself tested. And I'm on the mend, I'm on medication, but that was uncomfortable for me. And as I went through that process, sitting with that discomfort and knowing that the results could be one way or another, it could be something severe, but it need not be severe too. And so it was an interesting learning for me to acknowledge that I was overthinking a path that was equally probable as improbable. That was my personal lesson. What was yours? When did you feel uncomfortable, and what did it try to tell you, and what did you do because of it? I will wait to hear more, and we will talk more about discomfort, where in the next episode, we will talk about the rock in your shoe. What is it telling you? It is annoying, but when you stop and take it off, what do you feel? So is discomfort a teacher? We will talk more. Until next time, I just invite you to look at yourself keenly, carefully, and think about a couple of times where you were uncomfortable and what was it trying to tell you. Don't try to find a solution yet. Do not try to overanalyze it. Just acknowledge and name it. Until next time, this is Preetha with 5 Minutes of Authenticity.